Hey there, I'm student meteorologist Monique Martinez with your Thursday edition of FSU weather. We've had a gorgeous day today in Tallahassee. You can see those clouds are very low level, but that sun is peeking through and we are mostly cloudy at 95 degrees with some light winds coming from the south at 10 miles per hour. Now currently across the Big Bend, we're quite warm, currently sitting at 95 in Tallahassee, 102 in Monticello, and the low to mid 80s across the region. Now that typical sea breeze is really making its way off of the Gulf, and we have quite a bit of storm activity happening right now to our east towards Waycross. But for today's show, we'll talk about the severe weather around the perimeter of the ridge that we're seeing. We'll talk about our rain chances in North Florida for the weekend. Also, we'll talk about that extreme heat that we've seen over the last week. All that and more on FSC Weather. And welcome back to FSU weather. As I mentioned before, it's gorgeous here in Tallahassee, currently at 95 degrees, mostly cloudy, with some southerly winds coming in at 10 miles per hour. Now for our temperature almanac, as you can see right here, we are quite warm at 96 degrees compared to our average at 92, and our low is slightly above our average as well at 75. Currently across the Big Bend, we are seeing quite warm temperatures, 95 in Tallahassee, 95 as well in Quincy, and a little cooler by the coast in Apalachicola at 91 degrees. Now because of that convection that we're seeing in the atmosphere, we're still quite moist in the area. Our dew points right now in Tallahassee are at 76, 73 in Quincy, and a little more moist in Monticello with a dew point of 81. Now we are back to those triple-digit heat indices in the Big Bend. We are currently feeling like 108 in Tallahassee, 132 in Monticello, 132, can you believe it, and 106 in Bainbridge. Now that sea breeze, that typical summer sea breeze, is making its way off of the Gulf, and we have quite a bit of storm activity happening right now to our east towards Waycross. So they have some light to moderate rain marching through, and you can see they also possibly have some lightning strikes coming in, but we'll keep you updated on that throughout the show. Now our wind speeds and directions are quite gusty in Tallahassee at 10 miles per hour coming in from the south, from the Gulf, and it's more or less the same across right here in Apalachicola at 9 miles per hour. Now as we head into the overnight hours, of course, we will cool down when that sun goes down, and we will be at a nice comfortable 78 degrees, and we will be in the mid to high 70s and the low 80s for much of the Big Bend. Now, if you're a runner, if you want to get out tomorrow, it's going to be quite comfortable in the morning at 77 degrees. We will warm up towards the lunchtime hour at 89 degrees and 84 at 8 p.m. That sun will be quite high around the lunchtime hour, so I would say if you're going to run, try to do so in the morning. Now, as we look into our future radar, those low-level clouds are making their way through, and that storm activity will also make its way through. And by Friday, we will see some light to moderate rain in this area, and so we are possibly going to see increased rain chances for the weekend. Now, heading in tomorrow, we will be warm at 93 degrees in Tallahassee, 96 in Bainbridge, and you can see across the Big Bend, we'll see very cloudy but warm conditions moving into tomorrow. Now for our 7-day, we're looking quite good at 94 degrees on Friday and Saturday. We'll cool down a little bit on Sunday at 90 degrees, but those rain chances will increase. As we hit Sunday, we will be at 90% chance of rain for Sunday, Monday, and then we'll dissipate a little bit on Tuesday at 60%, and that will be more or less the same as we head into Thursday. Now we're going to take a look at our southeast because you know, it's quite beautiful, not only in Tallahassee, but across the southeast. Right now in Nashville, they have lots of low-level clouds sitting at 83 degrees. Charleston, blue skies at 88 degrees. New Orleans, 84 degrees, pretty clear. In Daytona Beach, you're sitting at a very warm 90 degrees with that sun poking through. Now currently we are at 95 in Tallahassee, and across the Big Bend, we are seeing temperatures in the high 90s to the mid to low 80s across the region. And it's moist in the southeast as well. So those dew points aren't too close to those temperatures, but we're still seeing that moist pattern across this area, sitting at 76 for our dew point in Tallahassee and also 76 for the dew point in Tampa. So the heat is quite literally heating up across the southeast. We are seeing those triple-digit heat indices values again for this week, and right now it is a very warm 111 feels like temperatures in Memphis, and we are also very warm in Tallahassee at 108. Now we have some slight storm activity coming off of the Gulf and making its way across Florida in the southeast, and there's also some potentially heavy rainfall to moderate rainfall towards the North Atlanta and Charleston area. So if you're in that area, please exercise caution when you're driving if you're going away for the weekend, because we will possibly see localized flooding in those areas. Now for our humidity, right here, this is very cool because you can see right now we have a high pressure system lingering to our west, and this is really steering those winds, high pressure winds, flow clockwise, and right now you can see those winds flowing clockwise and really bringing in those moist conditions off of the Gulf in the Atlantic. Now, as we head into tonight, in Tallahassee will be at 78 degrees, 81 in Tampa, 81 as well in Miami, and if we look towards the west coast, we will be at 82 clear skies in Little Rock and 82 with clear skies in Shreveport as well. Now, as we head into Friday, those low-level clouds will push their way through, and they will kind of dissipate towards the afternoon hours, and then they will return possibly Saturday night. Now for today's Spotlight City, we're going to talk about the Magic City, which is Miami, Florida, and it is currently 88 degrees, partly cloudy with some gusty winds coming in at 14 miles per hour. Now for the next 3 days, they will be quite warm in the high 80s with humid conditions on Friday and 30% rain chances on Sunday. Now for tomorrow's forecast, we will be in the mid to high 90s, and we will be quite warm in Little Rock at 103 degrees. But now I'm going to pass it to Brandon for a look at our national.
Thank you, Renique. Yes, and as has been the story the past week or so, we have plenty of things to talk about nationally. Right now on this map, you can see our heat spot right now is going to be over the southern plains, 102 in Dallas, 99 in San Antonio. So they're definitely feeling a lot of heat right now, and the high heat indices as well. Here they are, 102 in Dallas and 100 in New Orleans and 111 in Memphis. So right under that upper level ridge, they're really feeling that heat sweltering in their area. But across the nation, we do have plenty of severe weather from the upper Rockies or Montana all the way down to the Ohio Valley into the mid-Atlantic states and the southeast. And don't forget, we also have the monsoon season kicking off in the southwest and New Mexico. So they're getting some rain as well. And for today, what we can expect is plenty of rain and thunderstorms throughout most of the country in that dark green color. We do have that severe threat in that red color, and a chance for flash flooding and heavy localized rainfall up in that yellow color and all the way down through the Corn Belt and Ohio Valley as well. And on water vapor, you can really see that upper level ridge kind of going clockwise from the southwest all the way up to the north, and then swinging back around down toward the southeast. So a lot of storms are kicking off as well on the perimeter of that ridge. And here it is, that upper level ridge, which is pushing that jet stream up to the north. So we're getting a lot of that heat down below in the southern plains, pockets of energy from the upper level jet stream to help kick off some of that severe weather into Montana, and again, as you head toward the mid-Atlantic states. And this will be forecast to be pushed back toward the west as we go into the next week, ushering in some cooler temperatures into the northeast, looking around maybe highs of into the mid-upper 70s. But across the country, we do have those excessive heat advisories and warnings down into places of like Arkansas, into Mississippi and Alabama. So that pink color is that excessive heat warning. And we also have some severe thunderstorm watches as well in that pink color into Montana, and a flood watch also in Montana, as some of these storms could be slow movers and a lot of entrainment, and that could be producing some flash flooding conditions for them. But SBC is outlining those spots today and a slight risk, so that's 2 out of 5 on the scale in those yellow colors, from places up in like Billings down to places in Atlanta. So the main threats today are going to be damaging hail and some wind gusts. And we can't rule out a possible tornado into the plains areas going into Nebraska, Iowa, and Missouri. So let's start out with Montana. So we have that severe thunderstorm watch right now. We do have a couple of warnings as well. So we're definitely on the lookout for some large hail and some severe wind gusts today. And here is this significant hail parameter. So we see colors right now into the yellow to orange. So we have a moderate risk of significant hail due to the fact that we have some pretty steep lapse rates in the atmosphere. So that's just basically saying how fast the temperature drops as you go up into the atmosphere. So we have steeper lapse rates, excuse me, those will be more significant for severe weather to be occurring. Going down toward the Corn Belt, we have a flash flood warning right here into South Dakota, another severe thunderstorm warning right here, and a lot of this rain has been kind of moving through. We have a system kind of right here. It's kind of dying out a little bit as it's losing some of its energy as it heads toward Minnesota. And moving down a little bit further to the Ohio Valley, we have another system of thunderstorms moving in from Illinois that's kind of dying out as well as it loses its energy as it heads into Indiana. So that kind of outflow boundaries from that system could help produce some more storms into places as Kentucky and Tennessee. And we can see here these spotty, the scattered showers and storms across most of the region. So any of these could become severe in nature, as we have the potential for some strong downbursts to exhibit some severe wind gusts, 58 plus miles an hour with any of these storms that have become, a little bit on the stronger side. And we see across the country, we do have a lot of instability in the atmosphere. So in places, there it is, places in the southeast, so the higher colors in the yellow and to the white are showing a lot of instability in the atmosphere to help kick off some of those storms. For tomorrow, we see the outlook is going to be shifting, again, still in Montana and as well in the Ohio Valley for some damaging wind and hail. But for overnight hours, temperatures will be not too cool. I mean, we're seeing temperatures going down into the upper 80s in Dallas-Fort Worth and rise back up again into 105 in Dallas-Fort Worth area. So not getting much relief from the heat. But right now, let's look at our next air show in Michigan. So Saturday and Sunday is going to be looking like a nice day for a nice air show to get out on the town and go have a nice event with the family. So let's stay with you for the tropics. We have not too much going on over in the Atlantic, but we do have some things to watch in the Pacific. We have Hurricane Bonnie just rolling along at Category 1. It will be dying off pretty soon, and then we have a 70% chance for our next system. Here it is right now. It's going to be dying off pretty soon as it weakens, as it heads toward the west. And we have a lot of Saharan dust in the western and eastern Atlantic, helping to suppress some of that activity. So not seeing much on the satellite right now into the Atlantic. But for July, things will be ramping up pretty soon into August, but most places we're going to be seeing the hotspots are Gulf of Mexico and off of the Atlantic coast. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that as we head into the August month for tropical cyclones. So let's bring it back home with Monique for what's going on locally.
Yes, thank you so much. It's still quite beautiful here in Tallahassee with sunny skies, a few clouds, so we're not really seeing those rain chances coming through for the rest of the evening. Now, that could be a different story for the weekend, but we'll get into that with your 7-day. So currently at Doak Campbell, we have that sun peeking through, very few clouds, and it's quite beautiful at 95 degrees with some southerly winds coming in at 10 miles per hour. Now currently across the Big Bend, we are at 95 in Tallahassee, 100 in Monticello, and a little cooler in Thomasville at 81 degrees. Now that sea breeze is making its way off of the Gulf onto the coast, and you can see we have some possible lightning strikes near East Point, and we have quite a bit of heavy rainfall possible for the Waycross area and some lightning strikes as well. Now, so if we look into the future, that rain will dissipate and those low-level clouds will make their way back in, expected to really increase those rain chances with that southerly flow on Friday evening. Now, for tonight's evening forecast, we will be quite warm at 7 p.m. at 90 degrees, and then we'll cool down significantly, and we will reach 83 degrees at 10 p.m. So if you want to get outside, take a nice long walk, I think tonight would be a great time to do it. And for a look at your 7-day, we will have those rain chances that will really increase throughout the weekend. But please be sure to follow us on Twitter at FSU Weather, like us as well on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU Weather. And if you're watching us live on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to FSU Weather. And please follow us on Instagram as well at FSU Weather. So one last look at your 7-day forecast for the weekend. We'll have some significantly high rain chances on Sunday with 90%, and that will continue until Monday, and we will see those rain chances dissipate and reach 60% on Wednesday and Thursday. Thank you for watching and have a great evening.